Hey guys, thanks for tuning in again. My name is Kunal. Long time no see, but I'm back again with another video. And today we're going to talk about the Yamaha RSS20. Obviously, I don't have the guitar with me at the moment, or else I would do the thing where I pull the guitar up. But I had to send it back to Yamaha after I did the video. So I did the playing part about a month ago, to be honest, and I haven't had time to do the talking part yet. So this is me now doing the talking part for you. So as you probably know, the Yamaha RSS20 is part of the new Revstar range from Yamaha. Now Yamaha released the first line of Revstar guitars in around 2015, and it was really interesting to see that because they did something completely new with their own twist, but still the guitars that they produced looked classic and they appealed to the traditional player. 7 years later, in 2022, they relaunched the entire Revstar range, adding new models, adding new features to their guitars. But in today's video, we're not going to talk about the entire range. We're just going to talk about the standard series, which is the middle of the range guitar. Here's a quick story about me and the connection with Revstar guitars. 4 years ago, I really started listening to Chris Buck, and you probably all know Chris Buck. He's a really melodic player, really good player, and he started to play these Revstar guitars with a P90 pickups. I could listen to him all day, so that's what I actually did. So I had to travel back home to Macedonia, and I had a gig there. I had to pick up some cables, so I went to the capital of Macedonia because that was like the only city that had a music shop. So I went to pick up some cables. My bus was about to leave, so I had to grab a taxi and just go pick up the cables and leave immediately. So I got into a cab and I drove there, and I told the cab driver to please wait for me. So I went in there, I grabbed the cables, and I saw this Yamaha Revstar that looked exactly like the one Chris Buck played. So the cab driver was waiting outside, and I had to grab the guitar and play like 2 minutes, and then I left running. So that was like a really cool experience because I was under time pressure, but I still wanted to play that guitar because I idolized Chris Buck so much. And I had this vision that this guitar just sounds amazing, and it actually did. Like when I first grabbed it, it played amazing. It felt really robust, and that was one thing that I was missing from the guitars that I had at that time, which was just Harley Benton's and all that. Nothing wrong with Harley Benton's. They actually give you a lot of guitar for the money, but that's a topic for another video. But yeah, I have to say I was really under a spell with Yamaha Revstar guitars when they first came out. As I said, the first Revstar guitar that I played really felt robust, and it felt like it could take a beating, whether you want to take it on tour or you just want to play it at home. It would have been a really nice guitar. It sounded great, and it also played very nicely, especially with all the ergonomics going on with the guitar. Now for the new standard series, it is fair to say that they might look identical, but they're actually not. So first of all, the size of the body is slightly bigger with the new standard series for more added resonance. Another thing that's different is that the neck is a 3-piece mahogany neck with carbon reinforcement, which is prone to make the guitar more stable. You won't need to adjust the truss rod that often. And again, the guitar feels really robust, and it could definitely keep a setup for a long time. Going back to the body, another major addition would be the chambering of the body in order for them to make the guitars lighter and more resonant. But for some reason, the example that I got was not a light guitar. I don't know what happened there, but most people say that the guitars are really light, but unfortunately my example was not something incredibly light. It could have been only that guitar, but just in case you're looking for a light guitar and that's what you want, I would suggest for you to go to your local shop that stocks Yamaha Revstars and try those guitars and see how light they are in real life, not just order them online. Even though you can do that, they have most retailers have great return policies, but I would take the extra step to go to the shop and see what you're getting. Another really pleasing change is making the back of the neck satin, and that feels amazing on these guitars. You can play all day and it's not gonna get sticky, and I think it's like the way they do it is really nice, and I really like their approach on that. So kudos to Yamaha for that, and I hope like every other guitar company does that from now on. Another thing that I really like about these new Yamaha Revstar guitars is the functionality of the push-pull on the tone knob. Now, in the old series, it used to be called a dry switch, which would make your guitar sound more like a single coil guitar, more like a Strat, and that worked really well. But I really like the new thing that they've done, which is the focus switch. Now, to my ears, what that does is it focuses the guitar on the lower mid-range spectrum, and it just gives you that warm sound that you would love to have for like fusion playing or for jazz playing with clean sounds, and I really enjoy it. I will demonstrate that feature in the playing clips, so make sure to stay tuned for that. It's really fun. Talking about the other specs, they're pretty much the same, to be honest. The neck size and the neck shape is pretty similar to the old Revstar, and it's a very standard modernized neck shape, which is really comfortable to play, to be honest. And also the radius is a 12-inch radius, and the scale length is a Gibson scale length, which is really nice if you want to do more bendy stuff. But in my case, the guitar that I got wasn't set up really nicely because it was set up with 9s, and the action was really too low, so some of the notes were fretting out. But I just put some 11s on it, and it was just perfectly set up at that point. So I think that guitar should have been with 11s to begin with. So I literally just put on 11 strings. I didn't adjust anything, and it just played like butter. So that was one thing that I had to do on the guitar in order for me to play it and show it to you guys. The tuners, they work amazingly. No brand tuners, they call them die-cast tuners like every brand does. They work well, they keep the guitar in tune, and there's no complaints whatsoever. It would have been cool if they were locking tuners, especially if the guitar is at around the $700, $800 range. So it would have been cool to have locking tuners, but definitely not a necessity. The nut is some sort of plastic self-lubricating nut. Again, I didn't have any tuning issues. The strings weren't sticking out or anything like that. So it's really it's cut really well, and again, no complaints there whatsoever. Now the fretwork, on the other hand, was just amazing. I really liked it. The frets themselves were really tall and really wide as well, so playing fast passages was really comfortable. And also the polish on the frets was really nice, so you could bend and you could vibrato all day long, and you wouldn't get that gritty sound that you would get from unpolished frets. And I think that was really good. Another thing was the fret edges. They were non-existent, no fret ends trying to slice open your hand, so that's a really good thing as well. The bridge and the tailpiece are your regular tune-o-matic and stop tailpiece. I mean, they work fine, so why change them? They also have these really cool tailpieces with the guitars that come with the P90s, and if I were to buy a Yamaha guitar, I would definitely go with that one, just purely because of the looks, because it looks really nice. Last but not least, we have the Alnico 5 humbucker pickups, and they're great. They sound amazing. They're really pliable when it comes to adding effects to them, adding overdrives. They really take things very well. But I would love to have something with more character. That's why I would probably go with the P90 version, because that has just a tiny bit more character, at least in my opinion. But as Chris Buck himself said, the Yamaha Revstar range is a range of guitars that would force you to make you sound like yourself. So I think having those, I wouldn't call them bland pickups, because they also have a lot of high end to them. They have a really nice mid-range. The lack of character, but not in a bad way, I don't know how to put it, actually helps you to create your own sound, which is something very valuable in my opinion, because we all know how a Les Paul sounds, we all know how a Strat sounds, but whenever you hear someone play a Revstar, they just sound like themselves, which is really nice in my opinion. All right, enough talking, so let's hear the tones that this guitar can offer. And after that, we're gonna come back and end the video. So see you in a couple of minutes. Bye. Alright, so here you have it. That's the Yamaha Revstar standard series for you with the humbuckers. So I would definitely love to own one with the P90s. I think that would be a staple in my collection. Because it's a very pliable guitar when it comes to tone shaping, and you can basically do everything with it. I wish this guitar was a bit lighter, especially since they're doing chambering. But again, if you want a light guitar, I would recommend you go and check out all the options at your local guitar shop. For a recap, if you're looking for a guitar that is a workhorse, can take a beating, stays in tune, plays very well, and forces you, I mean, not forces you because that's a bad word, but inspires you to create different tones with your guitar, to approach the instrument differently and create your own voice, I think the Yamaha Revstar range is a really good starting point for you. And the good thing about it is that there's a lot of variety when it comes to color and price points and pickup configuration. So you have the P90s, you have the humbuckers, and with that you also have a lot of colors in between, but also you have 3 ranges when it comes to the price point. So you have the Element, which is the more affordable version, you have the Standard, which is the one that I had, and you also have the Professional. So if you want to go either way, if you want to splurge and get a really nice guitar, you can go Professional, even though that's going to cost you like $1,500 I think, and it's a made in Japan guitar, which is a really nice deal as well. Or if you're looking to save some money and buy some more pedals or an amp or anything like that, you can go with the Element series guitars. So I have a lot of friends that have tried the Elements and they really like them as well. So maybe that's something you would also want to check out. But in the end of the day, Yamaha offers a great variety for players, and that's something that should be valued. Alright, so you made it to the end, and it feels kind of interesting now because I haven't made a video in a month. And being at the end of it, it's a very abstract feeling. But if you made it so far, thank you for your support. And if you haven't already, please make sure to subscribe to my channel, leave a like, and leave a comment on the video so you can help me with the algorithm a little bit. Just push it. But yeah, if you like what I do, please do that. And write a comment. I really want to hear how you guys have been doing. And with that, I will catch you with a next video. So stay safe and have a good one. Bye bye.